Good evening, my dear audience. This is, of course, the Crypto Investigator, Lightliker here, and today I'm going to be doing a follow-up video on these two preliminary investigations that I did last year, one on Falconswap and one on Trustswap. And these were particular popular videos on the channel. They weren't as big as the MYX investigation series, but big nonetheless. And these videos still do get comments like on a weekly basis, people asking, are they a scam? And saying, oh, you were wrong about this. And then there's people in between believing, oh, this was a bad mistake to invest in or something between those lines. And I decided to kind of address some of those points that have come across on those comments and share my recent findings about these two projects. So I'm going to be starting with Trustswap, and then we're going to be transitioning into Falconswap section. And there's hopefully going to be some type of a timestamp there in case you're not interested in the other. So starting with Trustswap, in my initial investigation, I never probably said or meant to say that there was something wrong with the code itself, and more of the focus and the blame really fell on Jeff Kirdakis, which is the owner of Trustswap, and I still have a lot of reservations about that guy. I don't really trust any project which are run by sketchy people, whatever that is, Justin Sun or somebody else. I think that's always a bad sign because they do bad decisions and bad management, or just bring the reputation of the project down all further. Now, since we have last talked about Trustswap, they have changed the website. And if you remember or go back to that old video, you will be seeing that there was token projects listed here. Among those were the most recent expose that I did was on Unilayer. And kind of now at this point, Jeff is kind of forced to remove all of these projects which have a lot of bad rep, and obviously Falconswap was one of those projects on the list as well. I can't remember, Unitrade also, which kind of has an investigation of its own as well, which we have talked about many times. And was DistX on the list? I'm not sure. I don't think they were. Now, I don't really have anything else to add here. They have added out a couple of new members. The roadmap has been, added. I don't think there's anything sketchy about the Trustswap's inherent concept, which is not very great in my opinion, given out the reputation that they have. But, there's a talented team of people here. Some new people and new advisors have come out to the project. I don't really have anything else to add here, what I didn't already discuss on the previous videos. So we're going to be talking about Jeff. And Jeff has been doing quite a lot of stuff since then. And one of the things is, in case people didn't know, he is the co-owner of Uptrend. And here's actually article from 2020, June. This was prior to the investigation. And here they talk about that they're going to be having an Android app testing that is finished, almost bug-free, and ready to go. And we will see the release very near in future. Well, to be honest, to keep you up on the date, that application, like literally 2 days ago, came out, which is limited access, by the way. So not all people are not able to even access it. So Jeff, I'm not saying that Jeff necessarily lied here, but this is a testament of his capabilities delivering as leader of a project. I mean, you give out, and this is like 7-8 months later since this actual interview was done. So that Android app was not delivered. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that Jeff basically abandoned Uptrend. They have totally abandoned the project. They never really improved the site. They never really do these things. And it was very sad because I was a fan of Uptrend. And the thing is, Jeff hasn't posted here in 4 months. November, then the post was in October. There was no post in September. He was really inactive here on Uptrend since like the summer of maybe after August. In August he was pretty active, but after August he did nothing on the website, and he has been, I don't think the team has actually been interacting with Uptrend at all. It's kind of dying. When you look at the here's the Twitter post about the Android app, and this is really from 5 hours ago. Quite a coincidence for a video, right? And Uptrend, I mean, it's been dying on the charts. Look at the 6-month chart here. This was the all-time high at 7 cents. Look at how 94% down from its all-time high. This is the bull market. Everything, like literally, guys, everything is bumping. And yeah, you can see these percentages going up, and that's because, you know, the Ethereum pairings that are happening in these probits or whatever. But this is not good. This is not good at all. And the volume is pretty weak too. And it's just like non-existent project right now, which had a lot of potential. I think if they really put some time into it, it could have been, you know, competing against Reddit into certain aspect. But no, it's not there. But this is not all that is going to be going on with Jeff. Another fellow investigator has been looking into Jeff's shady businesses, and he is actually running 3 different Facebook groups, which are basically pump and dump groups. Now, when he entered these Facebook groups, Crypto Traders Pro, and I don't remember the third one, we're going to show you the second one in a second, he was kicked when he was asking about, does Jeff read these groups, etc., blah, blah, blah. And because he was snooping around, he got banned. He got banned from these groups. And what these groups basically do, Jeff makes a bunch of money, does a lot of these pump and dump signals, and that's what I've been using, probably his unit Trustswap also here to pump and dump it basically, and, you know, make it go up and then it's going down again. And he's utilizing these groups to basically artificially pump these tokens and coins. And I've been always kind of like, I don't like pump and dump groups because it's artificial. We need more real stuff in this business and not this fake shit all the time. And the other group is also crypto investing. Here you can see the Uptrend logo even. So this is another group, and he was actually selling these groups. I think he was asking some thousands for them. He's saying you can make 30K a month with these groups. And there's a lot of influencers, big influencers, part of these Facebook groups, and they, you know, coordinate on doing videos on certain projects sometimes. Box Mining is in there, which, by the way, is, you know, advisor in the Trustswap project. So that's also a kind of sketchy thing. And here's another example of things he actually pumped here, the Axion, which was a Hex 4, turned out to be an exit scam. Basically, Axion minted a bunch of tokens and then dumped on the market. Very bullish, Jeff. Very good call here. I wonder how many people really lost money here investing on this shitter. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say about Trustswap updates. I think if Jeff would be kicked out from the project, it would probably be very good. I would even make videos about it probably if Jeff would just step down from the company and they would do some reconstruction. And yes, the Trustswap has been bumping a lot. Why? Because Ivan, for example, talked about it, you know, yesterday on this video. He is an obvious advisor, so he's bumping it because it's his bags and etc., you know, so it makes sense. So they've been manipulating its price, and, you know, I mean, there's some money proposition here. I'm not gonna lie about it. There's no reason to lie about it. There are utilities on it, but, you know, preventing rugs, which he, you know, initially proposed, is not something that they have done. Now let's get into Falconswap. And this was pretty feisty battle, I would say. And I didn't really want to do a follow-up this, but they kind of forced my hand because they pissed me off. So Falconswap, now once again, this website has been updated. What we covered on the last video, which has been proven, some fucking fanboys still want to say that it's all FUD or something. No. Real statistical, scientific evidence has been provided, which is presented on the previous video. They stole the logo from, you know, existing companies which had also used it. Then they claimed this logo was bought from a stock site. Then I asked, can you link me the stock website where this was bought? They never provided that link and never will because it didn't exist. They got caught in a lie that they stole the logo. They have now changed. They have altered the Falcon from what it was originally because I was right. If I was wrong, they wouldn't have needed to change that logo. That was the number one lie that they got caught on. The second one was that they were displaying an investor who had bailed out from the project because it was anonymous and too risky. And they bailed out. They sold their funds, and yet they were still displaying that actual company's logo on their website, which is misleading advertising, and that constitutes as a scam. That is the definition. Most fucking brainlets in crypto do not understand what scam means. It means misleading advertising, misleading people into buying a product from what it actually is. So yes, they got caught up in 2 times in a lie, and I fucking busted their ass, and that's fucking it. Now, let's get into the recent stuff. Now, first of all, they were supposed to release the layer 2 in like last year. It got pretty delayed. Let's be honest about that. Now, they have introduced a new thing called the Falconpool. And that's what we're going to be focusing here on today, and also the audit. So, when it comes to, well, actually, let's start with the... So this is the Falconpool interface. There's 3 projects that have been released here. I think this was called Lend DeFi and this was called Gum. I don't think those 2 projects looked very sketchy. They had LinkedIn profiles and teams and everything. They seemed okay. So I don't think those are, problematic. But what I discussed with BitBoy on his channel in the video, we talked about this. That a lot of launch pool projects are absolute fucking bullshit. We saw that with Lid. We saw that with Distax. We saw that with Unilayer. And we're seeing it... Well, Polka Starter is pretty good, I'm going to admit, so far. But let's see when they're going to be doing a wrong call. But yes, I'm very skeptical about launch pads because historically, as I have covered, and other people... They are really sketchy and the best ways to do the scams because the entity, the platform that hosts those things can be in cahoots with the projects that they're going to be launching, meaning they can be part of the scam. And that's what happened with Distax. That's what happened with Unilayer. Now, when it comes to Falconpool and the layer 2 in itself, now the first thing I obviously did was... here's the Gum profile. We don't need to talk about this. Is actually, well, I criticized on the first video. No GitHub, no audit, anonymous team. Never invest in those triple combo. Now they have an audit, and some very obscure company known as John Wick, which I never heard about until today. Now this audit is literally 2 pages. 2 pages. Let me repeat. 2 fucking pages. Most audits that I've seen from any company are minimum little as 7, even if there's very small amounts of things to actually cover on it. And to me, well, actually there was a tweet which I probably have now missed, which is very, very sad. But, okay, I'm going to be putting that into the article that I'm going to be writing later. Now, first of all, the smart contract address to the GitHub, 404, not to be able to see. Okay, I can't view it. I can't empirically see this commitment here. So that's the one sketchy thing. Now their whole GitHub profile for the Falconswap is literally empty. It's been updated since September 20th. Nothing here. I can't verify anything regarding about the code. And also I want to mention that there's another, audit by John Wick, which was like 7-8 pages. So to me it's extra weird that this audit page that they are displaying on their website and they link to me, is it missing pages? Is this the full audit? Because it's only 2 pages. It's like, it's a very, unprofessional audit firm, which I never heard about. And also, by the way, it's Chinese, which has led to me to believe that the whole team is actually Chinese themselves, likely be Chinese, ethnic Chinese people living in Singapore or Hong Kong, perhaps, because their English is rather good, or they come from a very pretty wealthy family, so that would explain it also, and that also would kind of correlate why they're trying to be anonymous so fucking hard. Now, this is the problem we have to talk about, which is the elephant in the room. That is the layer 2. Now, people don't necessarily understand all of this technology when it comes to layer 1s and layer 2s, but layer 2 in itself is a different chain. The transactions don't happen on Ethereum. it has a way to interact with Ethereum. That's where the layer 2 kind of comes from. But ultimately, it is its own layer, which means they can do anything with it because the nodes are not decentralized. That can mean they can start printing the Falconswap tokens or any tokens whatsoever. You know, whatever it's like DAI or any token that's bringing to the layer 2, they can start printing it, then they can selling it, and then they will fuck off with the money, the real Ethereum money. And that's the worrying part about here. There's no trust to be built on the layer 2 because on an anonymous team, the GitHub is not transparent. So, and you know, why would you want to be in Falconswap when Uniswap or we have these other layer 2 solutions which have already working products and they don't have anonymous teams? You don't have any of these risks, but you have all of these gains. So I don't just see that, you know, the value proposition here with Falconswap, because what they claimed in their white paper was 80%, you know, cost efficiency versus Ethereum. That is horrible. They sold like 20% of the current gas fee, which is like $20. So it's horrible. I don't know if that actually is the case. But what I'm saying here is they don't. I tried to look on the Medium pages and, you know, documentation on this layer 2 that they're building. But there's nothing about like what are the nodes, who is actually in control of it, and by the way, all of their VCs are, by the way, Chinese too. So, or most of them are. At least some of them are Chinese. So, I just don't trust, Chinese blockchain companies in general, and I don't trust Falconswap because they got caught in a lie twice. I just called them out, and I actually got banned from the actual, price group when they said stop BS about the logo part. And I proved this. This was already proven. And then they could have said, okay, we fucked it up and we apologize. But you know what? The Chinese never apologize. That has never been part of their culture. So what I'm saying, fuck Falconswap. I mean, no point of investing in projects which are not transparent, which are trying to keep lying about the lies that they have been caught up in. And, it's not a great audit company altogether. And, I just wouldn't trust any. I mean, this really goes to all of the layer 2s, which are not decentralized. There's a huge risk of depositing your funds into the layer 2 because you don't have any control on it. The idea of Ethereum and cryptocurrency chains in general is that they're decentralized and there's not one central entity that controls the chain. But this is the case with a lot of layer 2s. They're not decentralized, the bridges are not decentralized, and they can basically steer your money or do any changes on the blockchain because they own all the nodes and all the control and everything. So I wouldn't trust this project at all. But hey, you want to live on dangerous times and you want to maybe lose all of your money on a secretive layer 2 solution, be my guest. I don't care. But that is pretty much my rundown, and those are still my stances on these projects. To recap, I don't trust anything about Falconswap. They have not done anything to clear up their name. Just kept pushing and doubling down on the lies. And, Trustswap, looks a bit more positive of case, but Jeff, total fucking scammer. The guy probably belongs to jail. I don't know the American law, but there could be a case to be made that he belongs to jail. But, yeah, I don't have anything else to add here, guys. Thanks for watching. Leave your questions down below. As always, I will be disabling the like bars from these investigation videos due to the fact that there are people who are going to be manipulating those votes up or down. And we need people to have the cohesive and concrete arguments, which you should always, listen to. Whatever it's the person in the comments or me, but always listen to reason. Statistics don't really show that. Now, thanks for watching. See you soon.